Hey guys, welcome back. I am dressed, I'm not naked underneath, you can see. It's just freezing today. Basically the temperature's dropped and I just can't acclimatise, so I'm having to wear this indoors all day. I've even got a cup of tea because I'm just like... So today's video is going to be a wedding guest makeup trial sort of thing. My brother's getting married in a few weeks. Obviously I want my makeup to look amazing on the day. And it's been a while since I've been to any weddings or events where there might be flash photography or where I just need my makeup to look as flawless as possible. So I thought we'd just go through like a potential look. I haven't started trying any of the makeup. This is the first time that I've really tried any makeup for this specific event. Yeah, and I'm just going to see how we get on, and then anything that looks, well, it doesn't look as I want it to, then I can obviously maybe substitute products or change the way I'm doing something, and I might have a few videos coming up where I'm trying different ideas. I'm also going to have a look at some videos I watch. I don't know if any of you follow Rachel Leary. She does some amazing like kind of event makeup. If you go to her Instagram or her YouTube, you'll see like she looks stunning. She's stunning anyway, but when she applies her makeup in certain ways, her skin, it just looks amazing in photographs. She goes quite in depth in a lot of them. They're like longer videos, which I really like. And maybe I'll need to pick up some other products, or I have some products that could like substitute in for some of the stuff she uses, and then we'll see how we get on. I really want to nail the event and flash photography look. You know, I just fear that my skin is so dry that no matter what, you're going to see the texture, particularly in this area here. I just can't, like, you can't plaster over craters, you know what I mean? So if my skin is like really flaking off, it's flaking off. There's not a lot I can do about it. So we just have to try our best. That's what this is all about, really, is just figuring out what works best for me. And if you have dry skin too, then maybe this will be helpful for you. Let's get into it, because I've just been rambling now for at least 5 minutes. Gee, let me just finish my tea before. It's gone a bit cold. Okay, so I've already gone in with my SPF like a couple of hours ago, but obviously now it's kind of soaked in a lot. There isn't really anything on my face. There's no current grip or tack to my face. I'm going to start with Vieve Skin Nova because it's a skincare makeup hybrid, just to kind of bring some hydration back to my skin and for a little bit of glow as well. With products like this, you should really be taking them down your neck as well, because you need, if you're going to be putting foundation or any other products down there, then you do need to prime that area. And if my nose stud pops out at any point during this video, I apologise, but it seems to do that a lot when I'm filming. Okay, so I'm just going to let that soak in for a minute. I'm just going to put some of this NYX fat oil on my lips whilst we're waiting. So while I'm doing the rest of my makeup, that will kind of soak in, soften my lips and smoothen. Is that even a word? Smoothen my lips. Smooth them. Smooth my lips. Not sure, but you know what I mean. It's really nice. It's thick, but not sticky or tacky. When they're actually really sticky, so I'll go outside and there'll be a little breeze and some of my hairs come across and stick right into my lips. Oh, it's like it's an icky thing. It makes me feel horrible, because then I'm like, no. Has anyone else experienced that? Is that soaked in yet? I don't know. Actually, maybe so I look less like an egg, we should... I don't know why we say we. It's like you're here with me and we're all doing it together. But you're not. I'm going to take my hair down, but it's got a ridiculous kink in it, which looks even worse than me as an egg. I'm just going to do a kind of half up, half down situation. That's a bit better. I don't get the kink in the bottom so much. Now that's had time to soak in, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is probably the best primer I have for all day, like staying power. This is a summer wedding, so I want my makeup to last all day. It's probably going to need to last upwards of about 12 to 14 hours. This has really good reviews. I have used it many times before, but it's just that I've never had to wear my makeup for that long, so I guess we'll find out. Today is not going to be a wear test situation because it's quite late in the day now. I've got some taxi. It's coming out already. We barely even started. I think we'll start with eyes. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I think I want to go with colour, like a really colourful, bold dress, which means I don't want to go too heavy or crazy with the makeup in terms of colour. So I was thinking of using one of my cool toned palettes. I don't often use cool tone makeup, but I think it's going to look nice in this with this kind of like look. So I've got the Naked 3 mini palette. I'm just going with the 24-hour Extend Eye Base from MAC. Or I've got That's Taupe from Colourpop. It feels very thick, but once you put it onto your skin, it feels very lightweight and hydrating. It has a slight silicone-y feel to it. And then I'll set that with some Vieve Modern Powder Perfector. I think I'm going to do my eyebrows whilst I've got nothing on my base. I think I'm using, yeah, shade 4.5 in the brow pencil and Gimme Brow. If you can hear tiny pitter patter in the background, that's just my tiny cockapoo nephew walking around. I think he's bored, bless him. We'll just... Teds, are you okay? So that's the Gimme Brow in 4.5. Then we'll go in with the pencil to try and create a bit more definition. At the bottom. And if I ever get to the point where I've got like a line that's too obvious or it's just looking a bit heavy, because I don't have any other makeup on at the moment, I just use my finger to kind of diffuse it out a little bit. This bit here is actually a spot. It's not where I've really effed up the the brow application. And here as well, this is like a mole freckle type thing. And then we'll go in with the brow setter. Just set it all down in a fluffy way. This comb's really strange. It's kind of like flat on one side. I'm not quite sure which way I should be using it. I quite like a fluffy brow, so I always kind of comb them outwards or upwards at the start. You can also comb through backwards if you wanted to make sure all the hairs are fully coated. Okay, now we've finished the brows, we'll move on to the eyes. Let me just take a sip of my drink from my throat here. We might end up with a cackle. I think I'm going to go in with the Colourpop That's Taupe palette this time. Okay, I'm going to start with the transition shade, which for me is this lightest one here, because obviously it's super pale. I'm just going to take that over across the eyelid into the crease and slightly above the crease. And I'm using a very soft, fluffy brush for this. You're literally just laying down a layer to help blend everything else in. Can't really even see it in the camera, but it is there, believe me. And we can always clean up later, so it doesn't matter if you take it too far out. You know, maybe you want to do that actually at the end of the day. Sometimes I actually really like having a blown out eyeshadow. I always make sure I get this inside part as well, because I often forget. That shade was called Boa, and this one is called Python, which is this kind of ever so slightly pinky brown sort of colour. Again, I'm going in with a fluffy brush because I don't want to pack it on at this point. I want like a blend, but I'm just trying to darken up the outer corner. So So I take it into the crease and down towards the lash line. Kind of like a V, but also just sweeping it. I'm getting a bit of patchiness here, you can probably see that, which is not great. I'm going to carry on anyway, because obviously this is the whole point of the trial. Just figure out what I should and shouldn't be using. I'm going to go back in with the same brush with the original colour, see if I can blend out the edges here where it's kind of bunching up and patchy. I don't think that's really going to work. Well, we have to just go with it. Oh, got some fallout there. So we'll go to the other eye now before I do anything more on that one. Into the crease and along the lash line. It's looking a bit better on this eye, but still not great. So maybe these won't be the eyeshadows I'll be using. I have used this palette before, I don't remember having any issues with it, but it's been a while. Maybe it just doesn't go with that eye base I've used. I know a lot of people use concealer as their eye base, but I just find concealer creases way too much, way too easily, because I have quite oily eyelids, like, as the day goes on. It's kind of really frustrating because I have some really dry areas on my face, and then some eyelids, this area of my nose and my chin just gets so oily. So it's kind of difficult. I guess really maybe I should be using multiple primers and putting them in like targeted areas on my face. Back in with the original colour to blend out the edges. But I don't know if you can see there, it is kind of clinging again, similar to there. I mean, it doesn't look horrendous. And then sort of along the lash line here, I want to give an illusion that I've got an eyeliner on, but I haven't. I just want to kind of create a slight smoky wing type vibe with eyeshadow. I'm going to use a more densely packed slim brush. Sorry guys, Ted's is losing his mind. No, we're not barking. We're not barking, thank you. Sorry about that intermission. The dog was barking at some imaginary birds. I think I'm going to go in with the colour Bedrock, which is the darkest one in the palette down here. And I'm very gently going in, and I'm just going to kind of press it at the start. Because I don't want too much fallout. So I'm going to apply it like that. And then I'm going to go in with the original brush with no new eyeshadow on it. And just try to blend it back into the eye again. And then what I'll do is take the second colour I used, that kind of mid-brown python, and apply some of that again to blend that back in. I might even use a thinner brush to create a more defined line this time. And I might also connect it to the lower lash line as well. And now we're actually going to go in back in with that fluffy brush with the darkest shade. It's actually turning out a lot more smoky than I anticipated, but we're going with it. Because I also am going to brighten it up in a minute with a shimmery glitter type thing. And we're going with the lighter colours to try and blend the edges out. I'm just going back and forth now between the lighter colours and the darker colour until I have like a good blend. You have to be very patient and have a lot of time and energy for blending eyeshadow. I'm not sure I should have started this today really. Because I'm now realising I'm not in the right mood for this. But we're cracking on with it anyway. I'm going to get on with the other eye and then we'll come back because you don't need to see me do the same thing twice. I'm also going in with the second colour, this one, Python, kind of in this inner, I don't know what you call this part, just so that there's not like an area just floating there. Like, so it's all kind of connected, but I'm leaving that inner lid space just with the initial light colour on it. What I'm doing on the inner part of the lid is using the Made by Mitchell liquid blusher, or blush, in the shade Drip Drip, which is like a very vibrant, no, vibrant's the right word, very, you'll see anyway, it's silver, as you can see from this, but it's just like, whoosh. And I'm pretty sure that I'm probably going to be wearing like red or a very vibrant pink, like a cerise or something like that, and I've got silver shoes to go with it and a silver bag, so I thought a pop of silver on the eye, that will be like, I like to wear a shimmer anyway, that will be my shimmer for the day. I don't think I need to use setting spray because this smells like it has alcohol in it already, so hopefully, I think I might be wrong about that, but it should set down on its own. So I'm going to use a flat, densely packed brush for this. I don't like to go right on with the wand because it could disturb what I've already got going on there. Taking it on the brush like that. So what I do is I try to leave my eyelid down so that it can dry, and then I'll go back in with powder shadows to kind of like blend the edge in a bit. So I'm just using the end of the brush to kind of carve out where the crease is. I'll just check where I took it to on that side so we can go a bit further. So what I'm going to do now, more than likely actually, is go back in with that second colour, Python, to blend out the edges. Well, that's a disaster. So that's not, I thought I'd be able to blend over the top of that, but it seems like I can't. So what I'm going to have to do is use the brush again to apply more of the glitter to create like a straight line so that it's not in a bit of a mess like that. I didn't realise it was going to dry and then not be able to like be covered over the top or like blended. But I fear we're making a mess of it now. We might need to go across the whole lid. And blend whilst it's still wet. Not sure about this, you know. I was envisaging like a pop of colour, silver, like on the first half of the lid, not the entire lid silver. So we're gonna continue and see where this goes. But this is not a vibe. This isn't, it's not that it's not a vibe, it isn't a vibe that I would usually go for. Because it's just a bit much. Just to soften the edges a bit. And maybe we could go in with the darkest colour over the top slightly. Let's try. No, nothing really works. So I think this is probably going to be better as an inner corner. Like if I did the whole lid how I want it and then just put this in the very inner corner and the very inner lid, because this is a bit crazy. Once I've added lashes and things, it won't look so crazy. Don't get me wrong, I love the effect of Drip Drip. I just think maybe I should have blended it when it was wet. Or maybe should have applied it with a fluffy brush to get a kind of shimmery effect instead of like packing on like that. I'm just moaning now. I think we're just going to get on with it and see what happens. This will be the first time ever that I'm applying lashes that aren't magnetic. I've never used glue on lashes before. I've worn them once, but somebody else applied them. I've never actually applied lashes with glue, so that's going to be interesting. Maybe we'll just crack on with the rest of the face and then we will come back to this. Let me go wet my sponges. I'll be back. I'm using the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation today. And I've also got this new NARS eye brightener. I have used it a few times, but more for like a day-to-day look when I'm not using any base. And I've used it instead of concealer. So this is in the shade Night Swan. This is the light reflecting eye brightener. I really like this product. I've only been using it for about 2 weeks. But you know when it's like a no makeup situation, or where you just really don't have any time or energy or desire to put any actual makeup on, this mascara and a lip balm or a lip oil. That's it. I should use a different finger for this because it looks really awkward and it feels awkward when I do it. And you don't need a huge amount either, because obviously you're still going to be layering concealer on top. This is the Soft Glam Satin Foundation in 13 Fair Neutral. May look a little bit too light for me, but as you can see, my neck and my body is much lighter than my face. I think I say that every video, but just for anyone who maybe hasn't watched my videos before. And I have a lot of redness on my face due to eczema. Well, the eczema isn't like always active, but I kind of have like underlying redness there from where the eczema sometimes is. And also I suffer from rosacea as well. I have sensitive skin, so the redness is not an inherent, well, I say inherent, is an inherent part of my skin because of those issues, not the natural tone of my skin. Anyways, I'm waffling again. I'm sure you guys don't need to know all of that information. And on the day, I probably would take my foundation onto my ears as well, but obviously I'm not actually going anywhere today, so I'm not going to do that. And then, because it's not hair wash day today, I don't want to get all foundation in my hair and have to deal with it when it's not necessary, you know. I don't actually use fake tan. I'm considering it for the wedding, but I've never really used it before. I need to do a trial and I don't know if I have the energy for that, so we might just be going in our natural pale state. I'm just going to use my EcoTools sponge, damp sponge, just to make sure it's all even. I do have slight cakiness around here, but I literally have that every time I apply any foundation. It's just so dry and flaky there, I can't really avoid it. And I've just got to the point of acceptance now. Unless someone's coming really up close to you, you know, right in your face, they're not going to be seeing that anyway. But less is more. I don't try to put more product on to try and cover it, because there's more product is only going to emphasize the texture. There's no amount of product you can put on, in my situation anyway, with the kind of like scaly, dry, flaky skin, where it's going to look better. Okay, we're going in with concealer now. Actually, we'll go in contour first because I like to set my concealer pretty quick after I've applied it. So we'll do the contour first. I'm going in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand in light medium. And I just watched a video yesterday that Katie Jane Hughes posted of this product, and she was basically saying that a lot of people dot it on maybe for aesthetic purposes because it does look cute when you kind of do it like that, but if you don't blend it out straight away, it can be patchy, and also it can interfere with the layers underneath and make your makeup look not great. So I'm going to put it on my hand first, like that, and then go in with my brush. So this is Katie Jane Hughes' Prime the Brush technique, where you put the product on your hand first, you kind of push it into the brush, and then you put it onto your face where you want it. And obviously this is supposed to be contour. It's looking quite warm actually, I've not used it. We don't want too much, so I'm going to use that for both sides. It is quite warm. I think the shade down from this, the light, the Beauty Wand in light, might be slightly more cool toned, but it could also be this light. This lighting is not great, by the way, and I apologise for that. I think that's, yeah, this side, it does look a bit more bronzy, but I think that's fine. We can call it a bronzer. The lighting today is awful. Obviously it's still daytime, but the temperature has gone down and we've got like most of the day has been like 100% cloud cover, so there's not really anywhere in the house that I can go where the lighting is better. Next I'm going to go in with cream bronzer, so we'll just, the placement of that will be just above where I put the contour. This is the Freestyle Cream Bronzer from Fenty in the shade Macchiato. I'm going to use the same brush. And also into the hairline. I don't put too much up here, just enough to make it look kind of sun-kissed, and in this bit here as well, the temples. And you really want to make sure you get into the hairline there so that it looks as natural as possible. Then I'm also going to use the Fenty Cream Blush in the shade Petal Poppin, which I don't know how, oh yeah, the colour payoff is quite good, or the colour visualisation, whatever you want to call it on the camera. It's like a corally pink, but it doesn't appear that way on the skin. It's not as bright as in the pan. And again, I'm going in with the same brush because I like my bronzer, my blush and everything like that to blend well together. And I like my blush placement quite high to kind of, because I've got quite a round face. So I like to put it kind of here to like lift my face. Hey guys, it's future me. Just popping on to say that I am aware that the quality of the video is not great towards the end. I wasn't aware at the time of filming quite how bad the lighting was, and obviously that's affected the resolution of the video, but I appreciate you continuing to watch if you have watched to the end, and I'm going to try my best to film earlier in the day in better lighting basically, or I'll have to use some artificial lighting to improve it because I don't really want that situation again. I think I actually recorded in HD, like full HD 60 FPS, but it literally looks like 480 or something. Yeah, not great at all, but I just wanted to say sorry for that, and yeah, thank you so much if you have persevered and watched to the end. Anyways, back to the video. Next we will go in with the concealer. I've got 2 shades of the Vieve Modern Radiance concealer, light 1 and light 3. So light 1 is the one I like to use in the corner, in the inner corner, to brighten. So, oh shit. Light 1, small amount in the corner. Light 3, which is more of a match to my natural skin, further out. And I think because we've already got the eye brightener underneath, I'm going to use my beauty blender damp just to help the blend a little bit. So I think if I go in with a brush, it's all just going to be a bit much. Like when I'm doing everyday makeup, I tend to use my fingers for concealer, but I think because I've already got products on underneath and there's water in the sponge which may help with the blending process. It's looking quite nice actually. I'm also going to try and apply a bit of light 1 in areas that I want to lighten, like, or brighten for like in photos, because that's what most other people do. NARS Creamy Concealer is the obvious choice for a lot of people, which I do have, and I have it in 2 shades as well to do the exact same thing, but I don't find it as creamy. Like, it goes on creamy and it's great to blend, but it just, I don't know, after a while, it seems to just crease a lot more than other concealers, which is weird because it's supposed to be really great for like dry skin types. I don't know if it's because I'm getting a little bit older, maybe it's not ideal for that. I'd like to know like what your guys' experience with that has been, because I know it's like a cult favourite, but maybe I'm just not using it correctly or something, I don't know. I'm going to check for excess product in my crease there, and then I'm going to apply powder. I'm going in under my eyes with the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. I think this is 03, the rose one. What I like to do first is just take a loose dusting of powder. This will like do an initial set. I don't really like baking, but obviously if I want it to last all day, I use my little elf puff thing, and you don't want to go straight in with like a puff. I don't anyway, because it looks really dry and cakey. So what I do is I go in with initial like loose dusting, and then I go in with my little puff, which I put the powder on, and then I work into the back of my hand so it's not so much powder. I'll do that a couple of times, and then push it in like that. So you're not using excess powder, but you're also not going to get bits like chunks or areas of powder sticking there, because you've already kind of taken the wetness out of it by doing that loose set already. I can't remember who I learnt this from. It was recently. I don't know if it was Jamie Genevieve or Sophie Floyd, but I saw someone do it. But you see, I know this lighting is not amazing, but it just looks so nice. Why can I never shut this? Oh, there we go. So I'm just going to set the rest of my face using the Vieve Modern Powder Perfector. I only really use that Givenchy one under my eyes because it's kind of got pinky, peachy tones to it, which is really good, but like light version. So it's good for brightening, but also colour correcting. And it's so finely milled, but it's expensive. And I've only got a mini version. So that's for my under eyes. And I love the Vieve powder as well. So I just use that on the rest of my face and my neck. And for every day, I wouldn't set my whole face necessarily, but obviously this is an all-day makeup look. I need things to last, so I definitely would be powdering most areas of my face. I think what I'm going to try now is going over with powder blush and powder bronzer, but I'm going to go with the glowy bronzer, which is this Gwen Stefani's makeup line, which is kind of like a blush topper bronzer. And I've got the Milani Luminoso, which is, it's kind of like a corally, yeah, it's kind of corally orangey vibe, but I'm just going to go in with like a very light fluffy brush, my powder brush, and see how that looks. Because it is quite glowy. Pretty. And then I'm going to use the same brush with that Gwen Stefani product, because again, I want it kind of diffused, just like light reflecting enough that it will look nice in photos. I'm just going to go slightly under the blush, or maybe I'll go over the top of it actually. I'm tempted to turn the light on in here, but that's not, it's yellowy light, and I'd rather you guys see the look in natural daylight. Normally I would go with like a pink liquid blush and then a pink topper, or an orange one and an orange topper, but today we're just trying things out. So I've got the Vieve Invisible setting spray. Love this, it smells like a spa. Oh, I always get my hair wet. Ugh. Maybe I'll do my lips while we're waiting for that to dry. So I'm just going to try and get some dry skin off my lips with the Fenty Pro Kisser lip scrub. My lips have been non-stop dry, cracking, flaking, and I tend to pick it even when I'm in my sleep. So I can wake up sometimes with my lips in an absolute, like they're an absolute shambles. So they haven't healed fully for about 6 months. So we just have to make do with what we've got. Oops, I may have taken off some of my foundation whilst I was doing that. So I want to go in with like a contour shade around the outsides, or a darker shade around the outside of my lips. I think Cappuccino is the cooler toned. I'm just going to apply Rimmel Lasting Finish lip pencil in Cappuccino. I'm just going to apply some mascara now. I'm using the Sky High in Cosmic Black. This is probably my #1 mascara. It's the only one that doesn't seem to smudge or flake off. I've got the, is it Estee Lauder Double Wear? That was recommended by someone a while ago, I think Alana Davison. She loves that one, but I still flake slightly on me. It's a good mascara though, it looks nice. I like the application of it. And my Swede one as well, especially the brown one, that's like a go-to everyday mascara for me. but they just either smudge or flake, and this is the only one that doesn't seem to do that. Although this one is getting quite chunky, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I didn't count my lashes again. I probably remember one every 5 times. I apologise, the pixelation on this, or the resolution, is not good. Now that it's getting dark. Do you see what I mean about the Made by Mitchell drip drip now doesn't look so crazy? I do think it needs to be blended in more, so maybe I'd be better off going in with a powder, like a shimmery powder. I do have ones from Sephora that I wanted to try out again because it's been a while, and it's like a silver foil, so that might be a better option. Should we do lashes now? I think we should. So I've brought 3 to try out. I've got these Pinky Goat Katia super short lashes, which I bought from Superdrug quite a long time ago. I've got really tiny eyes, and a lot of normal lashes are way too long for me, so I either cut them in half. Well, I would have to cut them in half. I don't really wear lashes like that, other than magnetic ones, which I have from I can't remember where I ordered them from now, but I have like 3 sets of magnetic lashes, which are the only ones that I've worn in the last 5 years, but it can get a bit messy and stuff. And I also wanted to try these Vieve half lashes, which for me are almost a full lash because I do have such tiny eyes. But I've got the half lash in Smoky and Whisper. But I feel like these are kind of more of a day-to-day, well, not day-to-day because I wouldn't wear them day-to-day, but you get what I mean. These are kind of more like a smoky eye, like more intense. So I might try these first. Actually, before I forget, I am just going to go in with an inner corner. Even though it's more champagne-y, let me try that in the inner corner. I just want something in there. Yeah, that looks better than nothing. So these Vieve ones, they're already sticky. I think I need to put the glue on and then blow it, like wait for 30 seconds or something. Oh, that's weird. This glue looks, is it glowing? Is that normal? Can you see? Oh. Like it's kind of gone blue when I put it on, which is weird. I could mess up everything I've done. Like how do I don't know. Bear with, guys, because this probably could take me like 10 minutes. I'm not going to show all of it. Excuse me, you're interrupting. It could take 10 minutes and I'm not going to show all that footage. We don't have time for that. How? Like, is that it? Is that right? But you can kind of see where they start though, so I'm not sure if I've done that correctly. So that you can't see where the band starts. No! Yeah, I think that's a bit better. I actually think that looks so nice. I'm so chuffed. I thought that was going to take me like 10, 15 minutes. You know when you just try something, you're like, oh, and then you start to get frustrated and it won't work. I mean, I might be speaking too soon because I've now got to put the other one on. I kind of feel like I need some dark eyeshadow under the eye. The top half of the eye is so intense now and like bold. I feel like I just need something under there. Yeah, that's good. Oh. I do have those eyelash, you know, those little clamper things. I did have them, but I forgot to bring them. I think that end bit's not in right. That one's a bit more obvious. I think I stuck it a bit higher. Yeah, I think that one could have come down a little bit. It's not quite fully on the lash line, but it's passable. But that one looks, I think that one looks perfect. And the good thing about this eyeliner is, like, look how thin the tip is. I don't know if it'll focus. And the Vieve eyeliners are like that as well, so they're really good for this. You see, it's not like lifting as high because I should have like stuck it a bit more at that angle. But I think this pair might be a contender, might be a good one, because it is a half lash. I am getting that like drama on the outer lid. Let's go back to the lips now. Obviously that's to kind of contour the lips, but I do want to go in the centre of the lips with something a lot lighter. We've got a lot going on the eyes, so I need to really dial down this. So I'm thinking about going in with Treasure from Vieve, which is like a light kind of browny nude. Yeah. And then to finish it off, I want a glossy lip. We'll try this one. So this is the Kiko Hydra Lip Gloss in 31. I can't remember what it is, but it's one of the pearlescent versions. It's really nice. It's like pink, but quite sheer, like a milky nude pink. And you can pretty much put it over like any lip combination really, because it's not so pigmented and pink. I think I've got the Vieve lip gloss. It's got kind of gold and silvery and maybe like pinky reflex. In the bottle it looks gold, like a gold shimmer. And I do have a couple of the Fenty Gloss Bomb sticks. I've got 2 shimmer versions in Fenty Glow and Fussy, I think. And then I've got Tulip Kiss and Blazed Donut in the non-shimmer version. So this is the shimmer version. They're really pretty. Oh, so I could have gone in with that instead of the lipstick and the lip gloss. I could have just gone in with that one. What I've noticed some of the other girls doing when they do like event makeup or really long wearing glam is they actually use more than one setting spray. So some of them will use a setting spray like Vieve or Charlotte Tilbury or Elf or Wee Cherie or something like that through the makeup look. So once they've done certain layers, they will then use it before they go in with the next layer. Or they will use it at the end, wait for it to set in, they go in with some more powder, and then they use like a really setting one, like it may be Charlotte Tilbury, it may be the One Size setting spray, it may be the new Fenty one, because a lot of people are talking about how that really locks your makeup in for the whole day. But I've got the L'Oreal Infallible 36 No Transfer. Not actually used this before, but apparently it makes your makeup stick. As I've already gone in with the Vieve one, which is kind of like the hydrating, melt all your makeup together one. It does still keep your makeup on, don't get me wrong, but I feel like that might protect my skin from the fact that this might be a harsh one. But anyway, let's give it a go. I should have done this before my mascara and everything, but anyway. Ugh. Why the hell does that actually smell like a hairspray? Anyway, I don't know how well you can see, but my skin is looking juicy. I've got in the habit of saying juicy like that now because I watch too much Kathleen Nights. Can you tell? I actually think the eyes are not that crazy, but this is quite a heavy, like, smoky look for a wedding because it's a summer wedding. I may go down the route of trying to use like kind of more pinky, orangey, red tones, especially once I've figured out what I'm actually wearing. I was going to try to do my hair, curl my hair, but I don't have a plug socket within reach for me to be able to continue recording that. And the light is getting so bad that I think we're just gonna stop here. Let me take these clips out. I'm actually sorting myself out a little bit. Oh, my hair's actually gone crusty from that setting spray. That's disgusting. Ugh. Oh, gross. I managed to apply lashes for the first time. Yay. Sorry again about the lighting, guys, but hopefully you get the gist. It's time to stop blabbing because I've already been recording for literally like 2 hours. And the editing's gonna take ages. But anyway, that's not your problem, it's my problem. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.